I'm Alexander Joyce, and here with Josh Ross, and we're talking business planning. We're talking business strategy. Josh, you've been in business for, I guess, self-employed, 25 years, right? And so talking to a guy like you that is an entrepreneur, CEO of a company called KLaunch, a conversational artificial intelligence software system, right? And one that we use and believe in and trust.
Sure.
And so, I mean, kind of walk us through that, because people walk in our office and they have desire, they have ambition, they think starting a business is just as easy as writing something on paper and then just launching it, a little bit of capital, right? And here we go. But for me, you know, developing a good team that's passionate, that carries the belief, right? The vision, the mission forward, with or without me, right, is everything, right? And it took a long time to get to that point. So maybe just kind of walk us through the steps of starting a business.
Yeah, there are so many things to think about when you're looking at starting a new company. Everything from strategic planning to some advisory roles that I think are really important. Three that I think are really critical when starting a new company or wanting to branch out on your own. Number one is finding good counsel, good legal counsel. Number two is finding a good accounting resource that can help you along the way. And number three is a financial partner, somebody that can help you strategize financially on that strategy. So I think putting all those things together, putting a good strategic plan together, roadmap, those are things that are really critical to starting a new company, a new venture.
I agree, and I think you know, it reminds me, one of the things my mentor once said. Yeah, I think you'll get a kick out of this. I don't know whether we ever talked about kind of my upbringing in business, if you will. He said, Alex, you know, when you're in a board meeting and there's 20, 30, 40 people around the table, and you're head of that meeting, and you're making points, and everybody's shaking their head and agreeing with everything you're saying. He said, look around. Some of those people, you don't need them.
Yeah.
And such is true with really just the patience that goes into starting a business, whether it's a financial planning firm, as you said, the financial backing, the resources, the accounting, the vision, if you will. And I think that people often forget about the day-to-day grind, because it's hard.
It's
right?
real. Yeah,
the
day-to-day grind is real, and you know, I think perseverance, patience and perseverance. There's a quote that says, "Patience and perseverance has a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish." So I think it's really important that you have patience and you have perseverance, and you're going to go after it, because there's going to be many days with a lot of failure, unfortunately, and success. So there's many times that you're going to fail, but picking yourself back up, going after that, having the grit to stay after it. Those are the fortitude. Those are things that are really critical in business. And I think the most successful people in the world have all experienced failures throughout their their time of coming through. So being resilient as well and bouncing back quickly, those are critical key things. And not every day is going to be you're going to have energy and feel great about being there, right? So there's going to be days when you're just going to have to get up and make it happen. So
you do. And I think that a lot of people that we retire, one of the things that is it's coming, and it happens more often now than ever. I'm seeing it. You know, I've owned my practice now 12 years, and it's like, you know, people this day and age, if you will, they're retiring sooner. I think that they're relying more so on their own personal capital, and I think we live in a day and age where people are, they're tenacious and they're eager and they're energetic, right? In this old day of the Social Security and pension, live off of your money and index it for the future and just become, long term, and then you die, right? I think people are, we see people coming in our office and they're like, I want to start a business, or I want to do something I'm passionate about. I want to help people. I want to change lives. I want to do something different. I want to make a difference. And I think that oftentimes they forget about when they become profitable, because a business often, when you start it, isn't profitable.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
It's just a part of it.
Many years,
sometimes.
sometimes.
And then when we get into the tax planning piece of that, they kind of get lost, right? Maybe kind of, I don't want to get too personal or sensitive, but taxes are real. And when you run a profitable business, if you're not organizing the tax planning side of that, it can shut your doors.
Yeah, and I mean, strategy and planning is so critical when it comes to tax preparation. There's a number of different structures that you can put in place for yourself as an entrepreneur as you're starting out, whether it's a sole proprietorship, an S Corp, an LLC, different structures that are there. But again, that's where I think, looking back on my career, I honestly didn't start, when I started out, I didn't start with the concept of I need a good legal counsel and a good accounting and good finance structure. I had a passion for what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
And my advice would be to start with those resources, because when you go through that process of starting up and the grind and the capital and all those things, and then you realize that, hey, this thing is successful and this thing is moving forward.
Right?
We're
We're
actually
doing it.
producing profits.
That's right.
Understanding how to strategize on those profits for yourself individually and for your company, and for being able to roll back in capital into the organization. Those are all really important things for your business. And so that strategy and getting with a good, someone like yourself, a good financial planner, somebody that can help you with that structure. Another thing with entrepreneurship and retirement is there's no like pension, for years there were programs where you had pensions, you had these other things that you could look at to say these are vehicles for me to retire. But in sole proprietorship or entrepreneurship, you're your own steward of your own investment and financial capital, and so you've got to realize you're going to get paid last as the owner usually, but then you're going to have a long-term future of strategy that you have to put in place financially, and that's really important.
I do. I agree 100%. I'm happy we're having this conversation because people want to know, right? And I think conversations round table like this are things where, one idea well executed could change your life forever, right? And then you put that back into the company and you create that culture and that future and you carry it forward. So again, Josh, I really appreciate your time, man.
You bet.